Hello, this is David Gottfried, and I want to talk about the 2020 Iowa Democratic caucuses. It is now midnight, and 0% of the results are in. We are told that there are difficulties in tabulation, or with a new computer system, or because they are not only calculating the number of votes cast, but also how many delegates are to be apportioned to the respective candidates. Of course, determining the number of delegates is strictly a matter of percentages and fractions, something mankind has known how to do for thousands of years. But we are having trouble doing it now because our lives are bombarded, assaulted, and mucked up by the dictum that if something isn't broken, it must be fixed with something worse than what we have at present. And we have been having trouble with computers in elections for a long time. Go ahead. If you don't believe me, do a search on YouTube for the 1968 California Democratic primary results. You may recall that Robert Kennedy won that primary and was shot minutes after he declared victory in the Ambassador Hotel. He gave his victory speech, the last speech of his stunning but short life, very, very late in the night. YouTube news reports will tell you that California was using a new computer system which had broken down. If we hadn't had that new computer system, his victory might have been apparent hours sooner, and he could have given his victory speech hours sooner when perhaps security would have been stronger. Now, 1968 was 52 years ago. We are still having trouble with using computers, and computers are fucking us up in a multiplicity of realms. For example, a report in the New York Times showed that digital foul-ups have seriously injured some cancer patients in some New York hospitals. It's like this. Radiologists sometimes use radiation to kill cancer cells. Their complex machinery nowadays is governed by computer software. Unfortunately, radiologists have been bombarded with so many burdensome, complex, and frequent updates to their computer software that sometimes they cannot understand the constant and needless changes, and they give patients the wrong dose of radiation. And too much can create new cancers, and too little may fail to kill the cancer that you already have. And computers are, according to some studies, making us dumber. When we never learn to spell because of spell checks, never learn to calculate because we have calculators, we tend to become rotting couch potatoes buried in the bullshit of our cotton candy, monotonous, and extraordinarily stupid popular culture. If you don't exercise, you become a weak fatso with atrophied muscles. If you don't give your mind a workout, your brain atrophies. And then we become so damn dumb that we elect Donald Trump president. I have read that computer tech mavens in Silicon Valley often keep digital technology out of their children's classrooms. They know enough not to give their children the poison that they're selling us. I have other problems with the Iowa caucuses. For example, I find that the media and the establishment of the Democratic Party are doing many things to subtly and bit by bit attack and destroy Bernie Sanders' candidacy. But I will try for once to keep my video short, and so I will try to bring this to a close now, and I won't talk about those other political issues. Before I go, I urge you to reject change simply for the sake of change. Remember a few things. Fascism was the new and improved flavor of the day in ideology in the 20s and 30s, but its novelty did not make it any less reprehensible. Heroin was invented to cure addiction to opium and morphine, and that was a grand fiasco. Freudian psychoanalysis was once new and brilliant and brave, but studies by Eisenach show that people who don't go to therapy have a better chance of getting better than patients who go to Freudian psychoanalysts. And computers are not the saviors and savants that Silicon Valley wants to con us into thinking they are. I thank you for listening. This has been David Gottfried. Goodbye.